Alright, welcome back to the update video for January 30th, 2022 of the ABTC pilot plant out in Fernley, Nevada. I'm going to keep it a little bit on the shorter side this week, touch on some of the most recent exciting updates out there in Fernley, and hopefully you can stick around for the entire video and let me know if you have any questions or things you want to see in the next video in the comments. So, something we've all been waiting for, the next concrete pour. The tilt-up walls are being poured as we speak. I'll touch on how far along they are in that process and what is left before we start seeing them stand up vertically. Here is a drone shot from Myth. I think this was around 3 a.m. a few days ago, so thanks Myth for getting out there early and catching the tilt-up wall pour in action. Here's a bird's eye view of the progress they have made, and they have made some additional progress which I'll show here in a second, but here you can easily see the darker gray ones are the recently poured tilt-up wall sections. The ones that have this tarping on top of them have already been poured. That's an insulating blanket to keep debris and keep the slab insulated as it cures. Concrete takes longer to cure in the winter, so if you keep it covered and insulated, you can increase the curing ability of the concrete, keep it warm, keep it toasty, and you get a little quicker curing in your forms. They're moving around along the side here, working through the ones that have rebar in, and then they had a few sections in this photo where they still needed to install some rebar. That has been done since then. Here is the latest shot we have from the site. Again, thanks to Myth for this. You can see they still have a few forms over here that need some rebar work in them. That should take no time at all. And then they should be able to pour these other sections, these other wall sections here. It looks like the rebar's almost or already completed in these sections, and that'll complete all of the forms once they get through these remaining ones shown here on this side. Again, the ones with the tarps on it, those are already poured. That's just covering the drying concrete, the curing concrete to keep it safe. We also had a very exciting delivery on site this week. The crane. So the crane is on site, which is exciting because it means that whenever the walls are ready, they'll be ready to start lifting them. So we actually may see some of the walls start going up while some of the remaining ones are curing. The earliest walls have about a 3 or 4 day head start on the ones that they're pouring last. So I do anticipate we may see some of the walls start going up in sections rather than all at once. And something else they can do, I don't think they will, but we'll keep an eye on it, is moving some steel around and actually starting to place some of that interior steel within the building. And speaking of steel, we can actually take a look. We can actually take a look at them moving some steel around. So you see here that there's some more steel that has shown up on site. I'm stealing this video from Myth, so if you haven't, go ahead and check out his YouTube channel, which I'll link here in the video. But you can see there's definitely been an increase in permanent steel for the building on site, and they're laying it out right here. And then that steel you can kind of see off to the middle right of the screen here. That is actually the bracing that will get used in the tilt-up wall, procedure. It'll basically brace the walls while they get everything set up and then tied together. So if you want to see more of these videos of the site and the progress out there, definitely go check out Myth's channel. Alright, so now looking at what is left before we see walls starting to go up. So we have completed the first step of tilt-up wall construction, which is actually building the formwork out that gives you the outlines of the wall structure and any openings within the wall. So we have completed that step, and then the next stage of the process was to put rebar within the forms here, and that is about 90% complete. We saw a few of the remaining sections that still needed some rebar work done, but that has either been completed by now or will be completed on Monday. The next step of the process is about 60% complete, and that is pouring the formwork for the tilt-up walls. So we see in the latest drone shots there's about 40% remaining for that, and then they could strip off the formwork, which I anticipate is 2 to 4 days out, and then tilt up the walls, which is another 3 or 7 days out, depending on curing times. And as I mentioned earlier, we did see the crane on site, so they may start lifting walls as soon as the first batch is ready, which does have that couple day head start on the others. So I anticipate that we see walls tilted up this week. If I had to guess, I would say midweek, Wednesday or Tuesday, but that could tend to be a little later if the concrete's taking a little longer to cure. Alright, the last thing to take a look at is the Gantt chart. So we all love the Gantt chart. Here I have updated the progress with the form and pour panel activity to 90%. They still have a few more of those forms to finish up early this week, and then we can mark off this activity as completed, which is very exciting because this is one of the longer activities we'll see for the remainder of the construction process. The next longest will be structural steel, which we have already seen some of that steel show up on site. So we'll be starting that very shortly. Once the tilt-ups are complete, ready for lifting, then we have about a 2 to 3 day activity. That's what the smaller one is here. That is for actually tilting up the panels. And I have an end date currently of February 14th or 15th for that. So if we tilt up the panels within a week, we're still a week to a week and a half ahead of schedule according to this chart here. And that puts us right on track. So hopefully we see tilt-up walls this upcoming week, and then we'll start seeing some steel move around. So it should get even more exciting out there. As always, if you have any questions or comments or things you want to see in the next video, please leave a comment. Subscribe to stay updated when I post these weekly videos, and go ahead and check out Myth's channel too to see some more drone footage and some exciting videos of the site out there. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a good day.